Okay, I want to just add one more into this thing about Jay-Z and his Jesus comment. And like I say, and I did in my other two videos, I think he did a double entendre, and where he said one thing that, and his meaning said, and what he said meant one thing, but the meaning could be taken a different way. And so, what the problem is the way it could be taken. Okay, so like I said, I agree with maybe he was saying Jesus about the girl. Jesus can't save you because you don't want to be saved. Your life starts after the pastor lets you out of church. Okay, after church ends. Okay, life starts after church ends. All right. So a few of us know what that's about. Some people go into church and they can't wait until the church get out before they start doing their stuff again. It's levels to it all. Everything is not black and white. Also, I went and looked at the guy suggested, Kadoro suggested that you look at his Charlie Rose video, and I did that. I looked at the first one, and the first one that he did say, he said he had a God-given talent. That's glory to God. And he wasn't talking about himself. So on that, I do. And you know what? I'm not judging them. And I don't know if they changed. I don't know when that interview was, but that was like the Black Gangster son. I'm gonna tell you the stuff that I do like about Jay-Z. So I'm saying I'm not particularly affectionate about his work. Okay, there was a couple of the ones that I did like. Like I say, can I get a what and shrimp and lobster, and there's probably a couple like the one with Foxy Brown, Sunshine. I can't go a day. It's okay. And like I said, I had a few riffs with Hype. I have a riff with Hype Williams, about the Busta Rhymes Janet Jackson video. It was many years ago, Water Under the Bridge. The Lord bless me. So I'm not worried. I wasn't worried. I probably got blessed a lot better from the Lord. I wound up with health insurance and credit cards, Park Avenue office, and my name on the tag, like other perks. It was a good situation. So I wasn't even mad. I blew him up on the Source Awards, and I still got it. So don't. But I blew him up on it because I did the Source Awards album cover CD. I was trying to go for the program, but that for 480. It's very shady. So the guy who I did the cover for, he put his name on my work. I did the cover for him. So whatever. It's beyond. And I'm doing my thing, and like I said, I like to do what I do anyhow. If I had, even Philip Morris at the time wasn't where I needed to be. I had to move on from there, and I'm right where I need to be right now, and very happy about it. Matches in the back and everything. But let me say this. I want to say this about that. Now, I'm not judging him and the occult and all that kind of stuff. I don't really give that too much credence because you know what? These are artists, hip hop artists. They are signed to a label and everything else like that, to a degree, and they'll tell you themselves a lot of them are pawns and they don't make the final decisions unless you own your own thing. Can you make your final decisions? And still, you still got to play games with that, because, you got to fit into the distribution companies and all this other stuff, and marketing and sales and all of that stuff. There's a lot to it, so, where they compromise and where they don't. I hope that none of them ever compromise their soul. What gaineth a man if he profiteth the whole world and loseth his soul? He's gained nothing. So what I was trying to say is that we are all men. So I know people are rich and powerful and stuff like that, but I believe in Jesus Christ. Jesus looked Pilate, a man who's told him as a procurator or whatever, could kill, sentence people to death like that and all of that. He says, you ain't got no power over me, and if you got it, any power you got, my Father in heaven gave it to me. So you really only, and if you use it against me, you only doing what he is allowed and only helping me where I got to go. So whatever. But this is what I do want to say about that whole situation and why I don't particularly come down on, and I've never said, even though I don't go, I just, I don't think that the word and curse words and certain topic should not be easily accessible to the public for the little children. If you're riding in the car, that they can hear this stuff. I think that if you're going to do your dirt or whatever, do it in the closet, keep it in the closet, whatever. That's kind of what I believe. What you do in your personal home and stuff like that is your business, as long as you ain't out trying to hurt somebody else and stuff like that. I don't think that they should have all these. And there's a lot of people putting their agendas and their re-education and indoctrination into these children, especially homosexuality, within cartoons and everything else. And Disney. There's a lot of homosexuals up in Disney, and Disney, I'm not gonna say Walt, but Disney, they only got their first black princess, so I'm not even concerned about that, but like I say, what you do and your private business, as long as you got it under control and you not hurting anybody and you not doing anything, then it's your business. That's between you and God, and nobody is perfect. And I'll tell you 1,000 times, I am not, because I have had to apologize 1,000 times for not being so, to God, maybe more than that. But anyway, this is one thing I do want to say. The reason why I don't come down on rappers, even though I don't particularly, other than like I say, don't be publicizing, your adult street stuff to children, because you indoctrinating them into something, give them a chance to decide which way they want to go. If it's already a lost cause, if it's already a lost situation, what can I say? Like I say, even with homosexuality, my thing about it, I don't think that children should be awarded to them, but there are homosexual women who have had a child, had by a man, had their heart broken, was married, got and just so messed up behind it that they can no longer have a good relationship with that they're damaged, and that they can no longer have a good relationship with a man, so they choose, after so many years of heterosexuality, to go into a homosexuality relationship, because these homosexual women are offering them, security, things that they need, as trying to be the male figure of this. Now that's a substitute situation. That should not be the norm. That's what I have a problem with. Is like, now to take this substitute auxiliary situation and try to make it a normal standard is absolutely ludicrous and GD foolishness. Okay? That's my point. Now let me say the final point I want to make. The reason why I don't come down on rappers is because, like Jay-Z said, and Jay-Z said, is that, I have a God-given talent. God gave them the talent to rap. And he did it, and he blessed them in response to the suffering and oppression that they were having to deal with on the streets. Their communities and their life and their situation was a war zone. It's a battle. It's ghetto, and it's hard as hell to live in, and it's just terrible. And so they have been given a vehicle, a way out of no way, to live a better life, and that what has happened. And anything that comes responsive, the amount of people that died, that suffered, the strong preying on the weak, and selling them drugs, and to do that. That's part of the consequences of what has happened to them being oppressed, and drugs and contra money and everything else being sent into their environment, being disenfranchised and not receiving any kind of reconstruction money or situation so that they can do better. So rap has been a godsend that it also alarms people about what has gone on and what is going on and what's really happening. And so it is a talent that has been given and they've been blessed with to help them pull out of that situation. But at some point, when God lifts a few strong ones out of the thing, and they get out of that situation, it doesn't mean that you just keep doing the same thing. Like I say, I got a $3,000 software purchase I'm looking at. I had to learn the software somewhere, so I use a crack, just at least, Electric Image. I used to use a crack of that software, and now I've sold it, I sell stuff for them, I promote them, I help to keep them alive, So, I did use a crack, but I don't keep using it, and that's like the same thing with crack on the street. It's different. It's the same thing, different level, maybe some of those guys did sell crack and drugs, but you don't keep selling crack or keep using crack. Eventually you move up onto the next level to where you can employ people and pull them out. So I don't judge those guys, Now, whatever the other stuff that they doing, like I say, what profiteth a man if he gaineth the whole world and lose his soul. I don't believe, Jay-Z, he's my age, but I tell you one thing. He say something about Jesus Christ again. I got a stick. I got a stick for for such occasions, Now, if he don't have no guns or nothing like that, and he just want to hold my stick against his, whatever he might use karate chops or whatever. I don't know. But as long as he ain't guns, I don't talk about the Lord, But he don't need defending. He don't need me to defend him. Anyway. So like I say, I believe the thing was a double entendre. And I think Jay-Z might be in some sneaky stuff that, it makes other people happy. But the people who get hurt are the ones on the bottom. It's the same thing. The people who are in the New York life and they need help, what they need to know is that Jesus can help you. But he did say don't eat the apple Eve. So, it was a setup. And that's the way I took it at first. So that's the way I took it. I just felt like he was talking about, that there's, good girls gone bad. They're a dime a dozen. They are in New York, And that's what a lot of people got to realize, these women, they running around thinking they divorcing, and black men got an option, women, that's what I'm saying, 99 problems and